Hey, Scrappy people. Tracy Reed here today, coming at you with a TRD Sketchy Sunday. And today we are working with this beautiful sketch right here, which I have transformed very easily into a life crafted album page. Today I'm going to be using the brand new A Flutter collection with these photos from the Love Rising concert that we attended last week, almost 2 weeks ago. To benefit Tennessee Pride Project organizations to protest the anti-drag bill here in Tennessee. It was a beautiful day, beautiful concert. I got to see Hozier, which was amazing. There were so many great acts, but I thought it would be a perfect page for this sketch and a perfect collection, even though it seems a little bit counterintuitive. A Flutter collection is rainbow, so I think I'm going to do a Pride collection later this year in June, obviously, but I'm going to use the rainbow theme of the A Flutter collection to sort of paper piece a rainbow on here with all those gorgeous triangles. I think it'll work out, even though it's a little bit more pastel than my photos. I think that I can make it work, so let's get started.
All right, so the first thing I gotta do is pick out all of the solid-ish patterns that I want to be my triangles, and that's super easy with the pattern cards. They come in real handy for that. So then I had specific measurements for the Life Crafted page that I was doing, and I will say that I definitely screwed this up when it comes to pattern orientation. I didn't really think ahead too far with most of the patterns and how they would be oriented on my layout. Luckily, the only one that really matters is that heart pattern, because obviously you want the hearts right side up. But I definitely get that dandelion paper crooked. But I figured it was okay and I didn't need to worry about it too much because most of that dandelion paper is going to be covered up, and the way I have it right now is not correct. It looks right now, but I'm realizing as I'm putting these down that I had oriented these papers wrong and they all needed to be like a vertical orientation like this, but this is still wrong. And I'm not gonna lie, the struggle bus was real with figuring this out. I'm gonna mat them on white paper, and you can see when I start putting them down, I'm like, oh wait, that's not right either. How am I gonna do this? Okay, wait, maybe they need to be oriented horizontally. And so I'm just kind of staring at this going, what did I do wrong? But I figure it out and I cut out all of that crazy hemming and hawing. So my advice to you is to either use just regular squares instead of specifically sized triangles. Just make squares work, and actually think about the orientation of your pattern and where it's going on your page, if that matters, with the papers that you choose before you cut. So it ends up working out just fine. The green one is also crooked, or not crooked, but sideways. But again, I'm going to be covering up most of that, so I figured it was fine. So you can see even just with my photos, I'm covering up most of that orange one. And then with this one, I'm going to cover up most of the green one. No big deal. It's just more for the color blocking rainbow than anything else. So these are actually not the right size yet. I also... I just screwed up the measurements on this all the way around. I'm not quite sure how, but that's okay. It came out beautifully anyway. I am going to mat these on another piece of paper, and you can see that there's more room on the top of the black than there is on the sides of the black. So I definitely screwed that measurement up as well. Oh well, life goes on. Can't even tell by the time this is done, but I was initially going to mat those in pattern paper, but I thought the black would help it stand out a little bit better, and I think ground the pastelness of this collection with these bright colors just a little bit better. Makes it a little less pastel, a little bit more standing out. So then I add the title, which is Love Above All Else, which I'm actually going to change as well because it's not quite right. Oh, it's not that it's not quite right. It's that I find something later that makes me want to change the title. So I'm adding these journaling strips like is on the sketch, and then this is the sketch basically all put together exactly like it's shown, with the orientation of the photos a little bit different. And obviously I have adjusted the triangles for Life Crafted size, but now we can start embellishing. I'm going to speed this up just a little bit because there's a lot of hemming and hawing with this embellishing. So I used some old American Crafts glitter alphas for that title, as well as Citrus Twist Kit's gold alphabet. I liked the contrast of having two different alphabets. I think that helped make this page stand out a little bit more. And of course I want to include the rainbows on this page as well. I'm wanting to include these butterflies, but I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed at the size of all of these embellishments on this page, with also the size of the patterned papers in the background. I'm feeling like there's a lot going on, a lot to look at, and it might be a little bit too much. I do end up making it work out. It works out pretty well, but definitely the embellishments with the size of the photos and the size of everything going on, it was just all a little bit large. So I need to do a lot of overlapping to sort of make that work. There are buttons on the sketch, and I have buttons in the A Flutter collection, so I'm going to definitely put those down. And just like with my last layout with the A Flutter collection, I'm going to hand stitch those buttons through the holes that the silhouette cut, because they look a little bit awkward when they're not stitched, but there's more stitching on the sketch as well, so it'll all work together and give me a little bit of stitching detail that helps really pull this layout together, give it some detail, and I think that makes it really work. I popped up that Just Love on foam tape so that it popped just a little bit away from the background, give it a little bit of shadow. I also have discovered that like poster tape works a lot better for this than those foam dots. So I think I'm going to start going with poster tape rather than those foam dots, because I think it gives it a little bit more support. I'm gluing just the center of these butterflies, and I'm going to pop their wings up on this foam tape as well, so that they do not get completely crushed. They obviously can't stand up perfectly in an album, but they can stand up a little bit. I rough up the edges of their wings so that they kind of make sure they stay away from the edge of the paper, or I mean the, falling flat on the paper. And then I'm getting close to done here. I'm going to add in my stitching, and I'm going to add just a few strategic strands of stitching color blocked as well. So you can see I added pink to the pink, yellow to the yellow, blue to the blue, and green to the green, but they are darker versions of those colors because I was feeling like I needed to bring those pastels in just a little bit more to match the vibrancy of the photos. So I chose darker versions of the same color, and I think that that helps bring in the photos a bit, especially with that green up there, because you can see all that green in the photo too, and I think that that helps to bring it together. So now I am rearranging and adding some of these black puffy sticker hearts from Citrus Twist kits, and I'm rearranging these letters, and then once I do this, I see to the side, I had some more Citrus Twist puffy stickers to the side for another project, and I see one that says people. And you'll see me bring it in just a second after I add the holes for the buttons that I forgot to sew while I had my needle out already. But I'm adding those holes just to make it easier. And then I will hand stitch off camera. But you'll see me just kind of go, oh wait, and pull in a sticker that says people. And I think love above all else worked, but I wanted to add, I loved the way that this people added a different look, and also I wanted to add people. Love people above all is, I think, the most important lesson we can learn in this life, and I think it really fit the theme of this page and the event that we went to. Love people first, the rest will fall into line. And so I wanted to add that to the title, and I think it really worked. So I'm just rearranging some of these alphabets, and I saw the insides of the A's on this sticker sheet, and I thought that they made good little arrows. So I'm going to add those in just for a little bit more pop of bling and call it good. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I'd love to have you. If you don't already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Traci M. Reed. I'd love to see you over there as well. There's a link in the description box below to the sketch for this page. You can download a printable PDF, and I will see you next time. Thank you.